And just when you thought you'd staved off that hungry feeling, we're going to take you on a bit of a food fest, all of its very own, as we try and explore the wonders and maybe some of the misses of the Disney dining plan. If you've not got the dining plan, we're going to recommend some places that you can actually put on your plan for your next trip. And also those to avoid. Together with the news, this is sure to be an hour that's going to leave you hungry. So welcome to the Great British Mickey Waffle Live.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
Welcome, friends, and you've made it a Wednesday. If you listen to the podcast, you've made it a Friday, which is even more exciting. I'm John, and as always, for the collective midweek hug. I think it's the only, I love that description, and actually I love the fact that so many people are involved in just contacting us, not just in the live chat, but also in the Waffler's Arms, and just sharing some of your Disney thoughts and some of your Disney feelings. It really is appreciated. We've got Ben. Welcome back, Ben.
Oh, it's good to be back, John. It's Wednesday, but this week's flying by, actually. Work's been so busy, but I've managed to find time to book flights for August. So we're quite happy this week.
There you go. Goodness me. Look at that. There's never a dull moment in your house, is there?
I know. We don't have a countdown, I think, like Claire, which must be not that far away.
Yeah, exactly. Becca, how are you?
I'm good, John. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good to see you. And yeah, we'll see where this takes. This is. I actually think this is a show where I think everyone's just going to open up. I've actually got myself about 4 bits of paper because I'm just in that ilk that I think we're going to end up suggesting so many different eating places. Yeah. Not just the ones to actually go to, but the ones to avoid as well. So
Chef de France.
Scarred for life, I think that one, Ben, aren't you?
I was saying that the French onion soup there was delicious.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's not go.
We'll come to that later.
Exactly. Claire, welcome back.
Thank you. I've been missing in action for the last couple of weeks, but I'm back.
Yeah. Good to have you back, I must admit.
We're talking about food, so I thought I'd be here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we all like talking about food, and I know Robin and Simon would be here if they could. So
yeah, that's true.
It's just one of those things that we do well.
Yeah, I also feel it's something that it kind of evolves as well. If you go back and listen to some of our really early podcasts, and you pick up on some of our favourites, it's how that changes. And I think this for me is why this is quite important, because actually, you know, even if we go back to what we kind of talked about last year, yeah, it evolves and it kind of rolls and it, I don't know. I just think it's one of those really nice things you can come back to, and because you've had a different experience on a different vacation, you suddenly end up with a completely different opinion, and
you have a completely new list of all places you want to try, and
that's what I'm hoping to compile tonight. Yeah. That's that. You know, I'm completely selfishly. I'm here for planning for August as well. So
we had a list for last August that I don't think we managed to get
touched.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's really surprising.
Yeah. Well, I think
we went with other people.
Yeah, also I think it
was left to kind of cater to every kind of food preference.
And they were on the dining plan, the quick service. We weren't. So we sort of, our original plan was to eat a lot on site and then do a few different restaurants all around Walt Disney World. But then it was like, I want to spend time with family and also while eating. So it changed this sort of dynamic of where we'd be eating and how our days went. And then Florida weather in middle of August, it's like, how much do you want to eat?
Yeah, I actually think that's a really important one as well for me, because actually, and again, we will come to that, because I actually feel that for me is where as it stands at the moment, the dining plan just doesn't offer value for money, and I think that's another conversation that as we get into the show, we can actually explore some of the things that we think might happen, some of the things that are happening right now, and then just prior to us going live, I made that that little look on your phone. You look at you look at just sort of, oh, let's just check up and see I've not missed anything for the news, and then suddenly there's something else crops up, and I'm like, oh, it's just like a gift. So we'll come to that in a minute. Let's do the news first, and we'll try and rattle through the news, because actually I think when we start talking food, we could be here for a long time. So go on, hit the news button, Ben. I'm going to start with the important news of the week, and that's the painting update. Because actually, this is becoming a thing now, isn't it? Every single week you start getting people who are in the parks, and you're actually looking at that castle repainting is getting greyer by the day, and
it's not far off.
No, it looks completely resplendent, and I'm just thinking, I hope it's not just an undercoat that they've put on. I hope this is, I hope they've actually done a proper job of this, because they're actually doing this really quickly, and as in true painting and decorating style, if you do it quickly, you do it twice, and that's never a good sign in my eyes.
However, I wonder whether also it's weather related, because you don't want to be painting it when you get into like the more humid and summer months.
Yeah, I think that's exactly
it.
Yeah,
it's going to match our castle.
Yeah, it's going to finally match the castle behind us, which it was before.
There you go, that's even better.
And I didn't fall for Lego's trap of let's make one pink, just like the one in Florida for 50th. So,
yeah, that's a good call.
A mini pink one, I think.
Yeah.
The other one as well that they're doing quickly, and this seems really bizarre, because actually I think it's only 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks since Rock and Roller Coaster shut down?
Yeah, it's about 10 days or something.
But they've started on the car that's upside down as you walk through the gate, and that's completely had a repaint. Again, work seems to be moving rather quickly. I'm liking this little sort of change in attitude as towards what's happening in the parks, and I might reveal a little more in a moment. Also, going back to Magic Kingdom as well, Buzz Lightyear just looks as though that is on the absolute cusp of reopening, but they've shoved so many little Easter eggs. There's a queue update now. When somebody says, "Oh, we've redone the queue," well, actually, they couldn't do any worse with the queue, could they? Because actually, that was actually one of the worst experiences of just like feeling.
It smelled like mouse gear.
Yeah.
Oh, but it did have a glittery floor that I quite liked.
Yeah.
And the animatronic buzz was pretty good when he worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
When he worked.
When he worked.
But it's also got potential Toy Story 5 tie-ins coming to the actual attraction.
That makes sense.
Which would make it really good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense, because it's not a Toy Story themed ride. It's a Buzz Lightyear themed ride. It's based on
it's under refurb.
It's based on the Buzz Lightyear TV show of the 90s.
Also, if they're tying it into Toy Story 5, let's wait and see what's happening in Toy Story 5 as a tie-in.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump ahead till I can't remember when the film was out. Was it June, July? So is that still classed as spring for Magic Kingdom?
That's summer.
Mm-hmm. No, that's summer, I reckon. I think this ride will be opening soon. I think it soft opened over the weekend, and there were people were on the there's some people on the People Mover. What they were saying was that you could actually see people actually on the new ride on that particular part of the People Mover. So actually, we are in that realms where progress is good.
I did see some pictures around Big Thunder Mountain that a lot of the sort of Claire, you mentioned about like the glittery flooring like Buzz Lightyear queue, but there's some sort of theming that they've changed a lot of the flooring in the lead up to Big Thunder Mountain, so all of that area. So where they put the walls, they've pushed them back slightly. So I'm quite interested to see how much more theming is going to be added into the queue, because we still don't know when it's going to open.
We don't.
They've been listening to Claire too much. That's what it is.
Claire's hoping it's by
There is
May.
no such thing, John.
What? Nobody listens to you.
Well, take it how you want.
I know. Oh dear. Yeah, I know the feeling. I'm going to move on. Ben, you shared some really good news with us earlier. Do you want to share that with everyone else? Because actually, I think she got into some trouble about this because I think she was asked on an interview, have you got plans for being in a Disney film? And she didn't say no. But I think it's been made official today, hasn't it?
Yeah, I do you know what? I saw the video yesterday, and it's been teased for a little while, this film, with Tangled getting its live action version. I'm just glad that Catherine Hahn is playing Mother Gothel. I can't imagine anyone else that would be suited to that role.
Yeah. No.
I think she'll be great. I can think of other people who would be good, but I think she'll be fantastic, and she's already part of that Disney, in the team already. So should that make negotiations a little easier?
I wonder how long it'll be before that film's actually recorded and out. I'm trying to think. I can't remember the last live action Disney film that.
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, actually, yeah, Lilo and Stitch, and you've got is it Moana?
Moana's
That's out this year. Is that this year?
It's certainly this year. I think it's July.
Yeah. But yeah, so I wonder.
So it'll be next year's live action film then.
Yep.
Yeah, very possibly, wouldn't it? No, good choice that. Claire, right, another one right up your street. This and again, this is something because actually we've got a show incoming that deals with another one, not just food, but another of our favourite topics, all about restrooms. And actually, the restrooms near Casey's Corner on Main Street.
They look incredible.
Don't they just?
Which ones are they? The ones next to the baby care centre?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They look amazing.
I'm assuming so. They're the ones that were closed last time we were there anyway.
They've been under refurb for
ages.
Yeah, they have. They look great, and I will go and visit them. I think spoiler alert, 1st of April show is going to be about restrooms for those who are listening, whether you're here with us live or catching up on Friday. It's a little while. I think it's like 5 years since we've done a restroom show.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it that long?
It actually is. And
wow.
There's quite a lot has changed, and there's been some new places built, some old refurbishment, and I always say it's the one attraction everyone visits. So we will cover it. This sounds awful. We'll cover it from all angles. That's not how the subject I'm talking about.
You managed to get. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'm just trying to work out how to say it so it didn't sound.
Like how many toilet puns can we get in tonight?
Yeah.
Look, I'm
which one's your number one
for when we record that show. But we will talk about all things water closet.
Yeah. We'll find. Oh yeah. Let's.
And the rubbish one-ply loo roll will absolutely come up.
Oh, and the gaps in the doors and all of
those things.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all up for discussion. If you've got a favourite restroom and you're listening, let us know. Drop us a message and tell us which they are and why.
And I'm very interested to see whether YouTube picks up on like the subtitles, whether that counts tonight's show as restaurant or restroom.
Oh no, we're definitely talking about loos.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm going to move on because talking about some of our shows, like in February, we actually did a mid-month about special tours that you could do, right? Which was super. So it was absolutely brilliant.
Costly.
But, very costly. However, and this doesn't apply to you or I, Claire, unfortunately, but if you're a DVC member, they can now save 20% on Disney private VIP tours.
That's a great deal.
Isn't it just?
But it is part of the membership extras program.
I knew there'd be a downside.
But you do have to spend, I think it's $99 a year extra.
That's hard
to get a few extra benefits, which is good. You can still get it in UK. It's international now.
I didn't think they were doing it internationally.
It is this year.
I hadn't had that update.
No, because I didn't want to spend an extra $100 on
I don't want to
perks that we weren't probably going to benefit from. But do you know what? no, as we know, the cost of VIP tour from doing that show with Sue, actually 20%, any discount off that is going to be very useful. But unfortunately, we're not going to be out there during those times to take benefit.
Sorry, I'm just going to say in the chat, I love that Mark Sheffield has already told us his favourite restroom. Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
Engagement is high on that topic. I see that topic is people laugh. It's important.
But it's a great.
It is important. I must
Everyone
admit.
has a favourite.
They do.
At least favourite.
And it might be theming, it might be location. We're going to cover all of that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And actually, I just think that's it. Yeah. That sums an awful lot up for me. It really does. Yeah. And I know exactly where Mark's talking about as well, because it's just completely out of the way. Yeah. And you know that it's not gonna.
Don't go there. Don't tell us what you're not gonna know. Don't need to know.
You won't see much traffic.
Oh, we not.
Dear. Right, I'm going to move on. Actually, we're doing well here. Look, I'm rattling through this.
Yeah.
Quick one from Animal Kingdom. If I can find it on my list here. There we go. So a new is it an Ankoli cattle?
Yes,
calf has been born, and it's the first one in over 20 years. Now,
it's super cute,
which is lovely because actually, again, I know we talk about Animal Kingdom, but it goes to show that the work they do there, and they're talking about trying to keep that going. So yeah, that was a really nice bit of news. And then we're going straight to the top because on this time next week. Yep. Josh D'Amaro becomes officially Disney CEO, right? He's now named, it's great this, is it Thomas Masloom as chairman of Disney Experiences, along with 3 other leadership changes in the division. They're chopping and changing stuff. Now, what's really interesting is that people within Walt Disney World at the moment are already seeing some of Josh's very subtle and very foresighted ways in which things are actually improving. And you may not notice it yourself. You might just walk straight past it. But some of the additional little bits of magic are slowly being able to return. And that's all I'm going to say. I had a lovely message from a friend, but it's being noticed, and cast members notice it. And for them, it's giving just that whole belief in what Josh is about to embark upon. Is the fact that he asked the question when he got the job, cast members responded, but cast members are now seeing he's doing something. And he's doing something. And this guy from Disneyland, who's being moved across to do chairman of Disney Experiences across the parks, etc. He actually, the amount of kickback against it that actually came from was the fact, he's going to cut this and cut this and cut this. And so instantly you're thinking, this is actually going in an opposite direction to what Josh is actually already doing. And I'm thinking, this will be the definition of Josh's time as a CEO, that he's not there to take away, he's there to try and get back some of that bit of magic that we became used to. And I think, that's what we all want to see back again.
What's interesting, the new chairman of Disney Experiences, like you said, he was president of Disneyland Resort, but he's spent a lot of time at Disney Cruise Line, which I know that going forward they've got quite a few more ships in the pipeline. So that's quite an interesting sort of where I think the focus for Disney's revenue has been on how many ships they can put together, because it's quite a unique sort of experience and it's sort of drives the revenue. But it'd be interesting how that can replicate across the parks and what sort of investment comes back into the parks.
Yeah,
I am excited for D23.
Oh, I am. And there is the one thing that I did want to mention actually is they do have their first earnings call or shareholder meeting next on the 18th, and it's going to be a live stream.
Cool.
that's quite interesting. So I
hope they're managing to do it after our show, and we're not up against them. Like,
yeah,
bit
I mean,
of
if they
planning,
could do it
please.
before, we could talk about it.
We could do a live commentary.
Yeah. Josh, get it sorted. Don't clash at the same time as us. That'd be it. That'd be great. I actually do feel that we are at that time where it's exciting to go, and it's exciting times again. And when you're getting that news from cast members, for me, they're the people on the ground. They're the people who are seeing it. They're breathing it. And I actually do feel that if that's the message coming from them, then we probably will miss about 90% of it on our next trip.
Yeah.
They're seeing it every day, which is good. Right, I'm going to finish. Final bit of news, which is actually still it became, for me, the reason why we're doing this show tonight. Now, last Thursday, Disney announced that for Disney Visa card members, this is primarily Americans, because you guys are actually allowed to take one of these credit cards out. I don't think we are. That's the issue. Anyway, besides that, they're getting access to a free dining plan that you can actually get if you book for, I think it's 4 nights in certain, usually sort of deluxe places, etc. But if you book for 4 nights or more, you'll get a free dining plan. Now, for anyone in the UK, that word free dining plan just rings massive alarms, and you start suddenly going, we're going back in time to the glory days. We're going back to those times where actually it was absolutely cracking. So that was the first bit of news which inspired tonight's show. The bit of news I mentioned before, which came, I'll name a source because actually it was on Facebook, and it was Blog Mickey, was saying tomorrow morning, Florida time, this same offer will become more widely advertised.
That's interesting.
But you need to buy a ticket.
Yep.
So you need to have the Magic Your Way, or whatever ticket they call it in America. So you need an American ticket, and you need to be able to book, which is possible, but you get a free dining plan. Which then begs the question, because bookings are already down from probably most of the rest of the world going to America at the moment, but we'll leave that little bit out of it. There is a possibility, and I stress possibility, in very much the line of, please make it happen, because it would be a game changer.
That word free dining, and it's like, how many times we've done a show before before the pandemic, what free dining deal was, where you could stay in deluxe resorts. I remember it was Old Key West in Saratoga Springs, had like up to 30% discount on the room, and you got in free dining as well, and it was really good deals around those resorts. It was, but since then we've got dining plans, and it's just included. It's never been free since then. They'll just use the word free, but
it means you're not paying in addition to it, but to add it on. But look, none of us are stupid. We know the financial situation at the moment for everyone. Nothing is going to be free. Yes, it might be included, it might be prepaid, it might be discounted, or the hotel discount. You have to do your maths and number crunch. And as you say, John, there might be the option to buy a US ticket and get some food included. As opposed to if you're only going for a few days. So for me, when I'm there for 5 days, is it going to be better for me to get a 5-day US ticket and get my dining included, or buy a UK ticket? Those are the sort of numbers that you can crunch if you're going for a shorter period of time. The 2-week ticket from a UK guest point of view is always going to be a better option in terms of park hopping, water parks, mini golf, and the park access. That is never going to be beaten by the American tickets, even with free dining.
Absolutely.
So I think if you're going for a shorter period of time, this is certainly an avenue to investigate.
Can I just update if you're in the UK and currently if you're booking for this summer, you have an option of adding a dining plan on, right? So I did a mock booking for a week stay at the beach club because I was just feeling it sounded wonderful, right? But you get to the dining plan bit and it's a paid for bit at the moment as it stands at the moment. You have to pay today. For it. Yep. Now the dining plan itself per adult per day in British pounds is £79.99. Now that is a whole lot of food. Now, as Ben, you mentioned,
that's a standard plan.
Yeah. Not the quick.
They don't do the deluxe anymore. They just do the quick service and the dining.
That's $108.
So the quick service dining plan is £49.99 British pounds. That's a whole lot of food, and if you go,
I'm also going to think that price
$7.
I think that price has come down slightly from what it used to be. Actually,
I think
when we spoke about a couple of years ago, but I'm wondering with the exchange rate and everything.
$67 for the quick service plan, which includes 2 quick service meals.
Yeah.
The mug.
One snack.
Well, I mean, there's a challenge for us tonight. Can we beat that? And I know there'll be lots of people doing videos and vlogs around dining plan. I love those because actually you see them crank. I don't really want that. But
Molly and Alan on Mammoth Club.
And
they're just eating all of this food all day just to try and get the best value out of it.
It's
and
not necessary.
I have to admit, we've done it. We've done it before. In 2019, I think it was.
Yes,
we were like $5 up at the end of the week.
But how ill did you feel, and how much weight
we didn't.
Did you get?
We had a spreadsheet. We had plans of what.
Right. We did bring a lot of snacks
holiday
home,
me.
though.
We went to Ghirardelli's on the holiday.
Ghirardelli's and Goofy Candy Company.
Yes,
and I think that's the thing for me is on a trip if I'm going, and people will notice that when I'm away, I very rarely share stuff all day. You know, I don't vlog, I don't do videos and stuff. Because I really want to enjoy being there. And if I felt like I had to fill in a spreadsheet to evidence the fact that I'd spent my money wisely, that's hardly a holiday for me.
It was
I want to
like,
go, and if I want to eat something, I'll eat it. If I don't, I don't. And if it's a glass of wine rather than dinner, so what? It's not, this is why the dining plan would never work for me, because sometimes, you know what, liquid lunch is fine.
Yeah.
We've tried it, and I think it was more of a like, okay, what way were we going to do it? And we liked the idea of having dining plan on that trip. But since doing that, we haven't had the dining plan.
Yeah. And I think it works for some people.
By doing that, we decided it just wasn't worth for us. And especially because we now get Disney Vacation Club discounts at tables over restaurants or annual pass at the time, it just made more sense for us to like do those options, which then ate into the savings or that we would have had on the dining plan.
Exactly.
You also have to remember with the normal dining plan, you have to pay for your tax and gratuities at your sit-down restaurants.
I think
there's lots to talk about with this.
It didn't stack up for me, and I've got to say that bit when you come to the booking and then you look at the price of your hotel stay for a week, and you're thinking, oh, okay. Well, I add the tickets on, right? Okay, well, that's okay. That's all right. And then you add for 1 week for 2 people, it was another £1,120.
And you go, am I really going to eat that amount of food?
Yeah. You're not though, and that's the thing. You know, if you could maybe trade for drinks around World Showcase or something. It might save you a few quid.
It's interesting. It is one of those things that. It's a good idea if you, for a budgeting thing, if you're someone who books like a package holiday or decides to like, I want to pre-plan.
But is it, or is it better to just put that money in an account?
See, I think you're better off doing that.
Because actually you're going to come out with money left over compared to what you have imparted to pay for the dining plan.
I feel like when you're on dining plan, there's pressure to get the value out of it.
Well, that's the thing, and I think how often do we see on Facebook chats, on people online saying, if anyone's in Magic Kingdom today, I've got some dining credits left, I can buy. Actually, you feel like you have to use them because you paid for them. I would much rather put the £1,200 in a separate account or on a Revolut card or whatever it is that you're doing, and then you use it, you buy what you want to buy, and if you've got, you might be £200 up at the end of it, and you go, well, actually, I would have wasted that money because I would have spent it on the dining plan. So that's
And you can buy
£200
that
either
in
that
the merch bag that
merchandise,
you wanted to anyway.
or you take it home to pay off your credit card, whatever it looks like. I just think that if you're going to, it's probably a better way to set that money aside. If you know how much it's going to cost, set the money aside and use it frugally as you normally would. And I think there's something around it. Every person has a certain number of credits, and that almost interrupts your ability to go, well, this is a ridiculous amount of food. Why don't we share a quick service meal? Or actually, you know, I want to get a kids meal because there's too much food. And that's often, I will often get a kids quick service meal because that's sufficient for me.
Especially when you look at the size portions in, was it Creations?
Right, exactly.
It's like, we
slices of the pizza are huge.
Yeah.
You get 2 sides.
Exactly. And a drink for $8.99 or something, you know, something crazy like that. And actually, if you're looking at the quick service meals, there's no difference between an adult or a child meal. So yes, with an adult meal, you can get an alcoholic beverage. But, you know, I think that you have to be really quite, I'm trying to think of the right word. You have to be quite logistical about it and thinking carefully about, is this going to save me money? Or actually, if I just put this money somewhere else, can I use it in a different way?
Do you think it was a little bit easier to plan beforehand when you could, you know, you had to book your ADRs at like 6 months? So when you had sort of your planning, like, you had your thought of you're planning your holiday that far out.
I love that.
Because we would have a plan, we'd have a rough idea of what we want to book in a few places that we wanted to go, but we were looking at the menus, but then we'd be able to look at how much the stuff cost.
I never looked at how much stuff cost.
But that's the thing. If you were looking at the dining plan side of it and going like how much it is, okay, an extra £1,200 for the week. But actually, when you looked at it, for us to break even on it, I'd be having to buy steak on every quick service. Every table service. I'd be having to look at all of that, and it would be a little bit more like, actually, I'm not getting what I want to eat. I'm getting what I feel like I need to eat.
The menu, right?
Yeah.
So that it's interesting because we've done the dining plan 3 times, and all 3 times we were staying at a deluxe resort, and it was free. Back pre-COVID, when it really was free. And we did the family summit where we would sit around and work out where we were going to sit, where we were going to eat, because you had to book it 180 days in advance. We gave everyone an option, gave everyone a choice certainly for the table service meals or the signature meals that we were going to book. And not once do I think I ever looked at the value we were getting for it, because we simply just chose where we wanted to go. And if I want to have mac and cheese, then I have mac and cheese. If I want to have a steak, you have a steak. And because there wasn't a monetary value assigned to it, because it had come with the trip. Now, whether I was a little less aware at that point and didn't think about, am I actually paying for this separately? But those were the days of Key West 30% off and free dining plan. You know, it didn't really, it wasn't something worth doing the maths on, because it was so much cheaper than it is now. Now, every single penny or dollar that I spend, I want to know that I'm getting value for it and I'm not spending it unnecessarily. So if someone's asking me to pay for a dining plan that I'm then not going to use, that's not good value for money for me. I'd much rather go, right, well, I'm just going to load the money onto a card, or I'm going to have it in my pocket in cash, and use that differently.
I think that's really important. And actually, I'm going to turn around to each of you and just say, would, as it stands in a paid-for version, would you actually take a dining plan? Claire?
No.
Absolutely not.
Becca went in first.
No.
Yeah. And that for me is a bit where this whole bit where you're now seeing part of the American market being offered some form of free dining. This is it is a massive appeal for people if you feel as if you're getting something free. I remember when I think we did a Wednesday a couple of years ago, and John Self basically turned around and told us, look at the price of the non-discounted hotel rooms have now jumped in order to pay for that free dining. And I actually, it's one of them ones that you think, yeah, they're not daft, you're not getting it, and things like that.
No, of course.
Yeah, thanks, Wendy. I think it's good getting other people's view as well, like, you know.
Definitely. I mean, there are ways to get your money's worth, and I think one of the things we're talking about tonight is, you know, which which locations are you going to get your best value from your dining plan.
Yeah.
But I think it's about best value for money, regardless of whether you're dining plan or paying out of pocket, as it
And
is.
I think everyone has their
commonly
own
referred to.
sort of ideal of value, because sometimes you might go to a signature restaurant, but actually it's a special occasion. So actually the value is the whole experience, the food, it's that side of it, than actually realizing that actually I can use this on a dining plan and feel like I'm getting better value. But then signatures are a whole different ballgame with the dining plan, because a lot of them are 2 credits. Some of them you can't use there are some restaurants that don't accept the dining plan, so it makes you just a little bit more complicated. We know that we looked at the dining plan recently because we're doing a split stay for our cruise. We looked at going for 2 nights before when we were staying at Beach Club, and we looked at the price and thought we can add it on for 2 nights, but actually we're not going to, because it just doesn't make sense for the way we want to eat and what we want to do. We're going to...
I think that's a really good point, because actually, and I know certainly when we stayed at Yacht Club in 2019, and we did 10 nights, and we had free dining plan. Again, we were very glad to move off site to a villa at the end, because actually there's a limit to just how much Disney food you can manage to eat.
Right.
However, we did go and eat in some really magical and really special places, and actually because you felt as if you weren't paying for it.
It's tricky, because you're paying your taxes and your gratuity on a $400 meal.
And that racks up as well, Claire, as well, doesn't it?
It really does.
You kind of hoodwinked into this word free, and what you shouldn't do is actually use that as the crux as to choosing where you want to dine. And like Ben and Becky, you were saying, it's the fact that you want that freedom, and certainly from my perspective, there are places I can't eat because there's just nothing on the menu that I can actually physically eat anymore. So I have to be careful. I'm pretty certain I wouldn't even get value out of the free dining plan anymore. I think that for me is quite a sad indictment of where I'm at. But we're in that position where there's still places out there that even if you have to pay for food, and this is where we're going to move this slightly to one side, where would you go? Because actually there is an abundance of amazing Disney restaurants,
There is.
either in resorts or in parks, that you shouldn't miss, and you shouldn't miss out, but you shouldn't feel as if I have to go to X, Y, and Z, primarily because I get the best value out of a dining plan, and I've been told that it's a 2 credit signature place. I have to go and experience it, when actually there's other places that are better. Go on, Claire.
Makes me think of when Be Our Guest was like the ADR to get, and everyone was saying
Everyone's
their holiday was ruined because they couldn't get a ADR. It's just
Le Cellier before
that.
Yeah. You remember that?
It goes in. I think it goes in fits and starts, doesn't it? Because Takumi Tay was that for a little while. Currently,
Topolino's.
Yeah, Shinkusai. It does go in. Real waves of. And I think because the chefs move around as well, sometimes restaurants are great and then they maybe fall off the edge of the abyss a little bit and people go, oh, it's not so good. Chefs in France are looking at you. And certainly I've been to restaurants where I've thought this is amazing, and then I've gone back again maybe 6 months or 12 months later and gone, yeah, no, this was not great. And I wouldn't go back. And I think that, everyone has preference. There are dietary requirements to consider. There are, all sorts of things that people will take into account when they're choosing where to eat. And it may not always be about the money. And I guess, if you are a family and you're trying to budget, then I can see why there'd be an attraction to having a dining plan. Yeah. And I know that Anna and Callum are going in May, and they've got the one quick service dining, because they're staying at Pop, so they've got the dining plan included, which has got one quick service meal per day. And that's great because they're then planning around that, and they're trying to use that at lunchtime and then lounge eating in the evening. So they're being really flexible about it. I think that's the quick service plan is probably more flexible than the standard dining plan these days. And that shows a massive increase in the diversity of quick service options that are available. 10, 15 years ago, there wasn't the option, Satuli Canteen didn't exist. So actually things like, the options that were available were more limited. So I think there is opportunity to make the most out of it. And certainly the addition to having a quick service meal where you can have an alcoholic beverage, specialty cocktails are included.
Yeah,
that's great. You can definitely get your value from it, but is it what you want to do, and is it how you want to spend your money? Are you certain you're going to want to eat that amount of food every single day?
And
or everyone in your party is going to want to eat all of that every single day?
But what's good about it, I think, is that it's through you using the same Disney app. So, and how things have changed over the years since free dining for us. So now you can mobile order and you can customize the food that you like. And you can see what's snack credit on there, and what you can decide to actually. I'm not going to use this for a snack credit. I'm going to.
It's not worth my money. Yeah.
It's not worth money, so I'll pay cash for that, and all of those sort of things. You can see the live credit count you've got on your phone.
Yeah, I think snack credits are a really good place to start, to be honest with you. I think that if you've got a dining plan, you've got snack credits included, they are probably some of the best value options, because I remember years ago you say if it costs more than $5, it's a good use of a snack credit. Now I'm like, if it costs more than $8, it's a good use of a snack credit.
I was going to say, I can't remember what it was, but there's a funnel cake that is in Hollywood Studios.
Oh, really?
$9 to $11, and it's a snack credit. It was absolutely crazy. It's not something I would eat, but it's one of those ones when you actually look at the value, it's like, actually, I can see why people will go for that.
I had a look earlier around snack credits, and I used some of the online menus, whether they be the Disney menus or some of the other website menus, and places like Disney Food Blog have got links. And actually, I think there are good options in terms of. So for me, I had a quick look at things that I would eat. The beignets that Millie and I shared from the Golden Oak Outpost, they're sort of $8.50, something like that, and they are a snack credit. I would say that would be a good use of a snack credit. Gaston's Tavern, a cinnamon roll.
Yes.
That's breakfast for two.
Yeah.
And a snack credit.
That's true.
There's lots of options. And when you look at the boulangerie in the France Pavilion,
that was always one of the best places. Can I just come back to something you just said there as well? And I think this is, again, it doesn't matter when you look at if you're paying out of pocket and you're actually planning on, well, I'm going to have this, and this. Actually, a lot of these things are very, very shareable. And for me, that for me became really apparent last year when there was only two of us. And so we actually found ourselves, we'd go for a coffee, and then we found ourselves, well, we don't need all of that. We just share it.
Yeah.
It's more than enough for what we need at that particular moment. Middle of August, it's hot. Our bodies can't take on that amount of food. And one of the things I find really quite intriguing, when you're watching different vlogs, and people are, it doesn't matter which Disney park across the world, but they seem to spend more of the time eating than they do. I'm just like, oh my word.
There's so many things on TikTok and Instagram where it's just people going, I'm going to Disney and all I do is eat, and it's one of those things. There's so many good things that Disney do, and it's just like,
and maybe that's the thing. Maybe that is the reason that you go, because actually the food is amazing, and some of those restaurants are.
And Disney calories don't count.
No. Not until you get on the plane home, and then they all seem to turn up.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I must be the only one. I go to Disney. I come home lighter than I went away, because actually I'm doing that amount of walking each and every day that my body is actually just churning through the calories. And by the time
what the
difference
is they're going in August? So when you go in August, you just sweat it all off.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, including the alcohol that you take in later on as well. Like, I'm going to put it out there, right? If you had, I was going to say, if you had one place that you would choose, let's get beyond that. Let's just put basically the dance floor is empty. Where would you want to go? And going back to what you guys were talking about before, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll go and just have a little look, because one of my most favourite places to go and eat used to be the California Grill. Most incredible view of fireworks. I think we've eaten there 3 times on the free version of the dining plan. First time it was outstanding. Second time we had a great server, but the food was a bit. The third time we came away and just thought, do you know, if we were paying out of pocket for that, I actually wouldn't feel really happy. Just with what's going on. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give it a roll and just have a little look, right? So at $99 per adult plus tax and gratuity to add. But the current menu, there's nothing on that current menu that either I would be able to eat, but also I think there's only, apart from, I think there's the fillet of beef is the only thing that Alison would eat, because everything else, because she won't touch venison, she won't touch fish, she won't touch anything with cheese. And you're suddenly in that realms that you're looking at the menu and you're thinking, hang on a minute, who's put this together? The only thing that I would actually go for is a kid's chicken noodle soup. And I'm thinking, that for me is the only thing out the whole of the list of the menu that stands out. And I'm thinking, who they've lost kind of the plot of what that restaurant could offer. I wouldn't be paying $100 and then some. So you basically at least $130 per head. That's before drinks, etc. I don't know. I just thought I thought it was quite sad, and it instantly went on the list of places we're not going to visit this summer.
Do you know what I'm going to say? We've looked at it for years, and ever since
they've got the prefix menu, we've looked at it and just gone,
not worth it.
Yeah,
I'm glad, because I thought it was just a me thing, you know.
No.
Well, I find it with most of the prefix menus at Walt Disney World, none of them particularly appeal to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's
of
just
knowing what.
I don't like being stuck to those particular items, or I like a little bit more freedom. I don't know. There's just something about them that
maybe you just don't like people telling you what you can eat.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
There is a psychological element that you can only have those things.
Don't like being told what to eat. Yeah. But yeah,
dear.
Why you struggle with plain food?
Yeah.
Can I just pick up on the chat? This is amazing. God, thank you ever so much. Join us again, and this is brilliant. So this week, God is listening to us from Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Marnie and God are there for their 57th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
It's
Happy
28
anniversary.
degrees. Happy anniversary, guys. And actually just loads of love from everyone in Scarborough here to the two of you. Enjoy the time, enjoy the sunshine. But more than anything, thanks for giving up time on your holiday to actually just join in with the chat. I appreciate that, God. That's something right up my street of just sort of the middle of a holiday. Oh, by the way, John's on live. Let's send them a message. So a massive thank you, and congratulations on your wedding anniversary. See, I get into trouble whenever I talk about how long we've been married and things like that. Yeah.
As long as you get it right, John, you'll be fine.
Yeah, but I always end up with the line, "Had I got less for murder?" But if God manning on 57 years, I think it's a sure sign that it runs in the family. So I take great delight in that. So yeah, have a nice time. Thanks, guys. Go on, let's talk restaurants, and it doesn't matter if it's restaurants to avoid or restaurants to go for. But I'm just very aware.
Gem that I would. For me,
go on.
Not everyone goes to it, but I really like it, and I think it's good value whether you're on dining plan or not. And it's Kona Cafe.
Oh, for what though?
Breakfast.
I agree. Kona Cafe
Yeah.
breakfast is
Yes.
excellent.
Spot on.
Yeah. Never had a bad meal there. There's plenty of food.
Coffee's
Delicious.
amazing.
Yeah, coffee's amazing. We get
I-
the press pot between us, and it's just
I just get straight normal Kona
Yeah.
coffee, and I get one to
Yeah.
go at the end of the meal as well. Don't forget
Yeah.
forget to do that. I agree with you completely, and I know that Robin and Simon have done Kona for breakfast several times.
Yeah.
Simon talks about the plant-based Moco Loco, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I rate Kona Cafe for breakfast.
Yeah.
We tend to do that at least once, and if not, we've done it I think twice in a trip.
Yeah.
Really, really good, and you can always get a reservation for
Oh,
breakfast.
and
Yeah.
the breakfast potatoes are amazing.
And I think if you're going to go early for
Yeah.
a couple of hours into Magic Kingdom, it's great because you can get breakfast at 7:30, be in the park by 9:15. It's great. Really agree with you. I think that is and I think people don't think about it for breakfast because Ohana's right there and it's busy and you've got characters and
I love
Skillet
when
and all
you,
of that. Whereas
Yeah.
actually that
Yeah.
that for me that's not a draw.
yeah, and when you look at the cost price between Ohana's, what the food you get, and then you actually look at the food you get at Kona Cafe, it's
It's a lovely atmosphere. It's calmer as well.
yeah.
I'm quite taken aback by the cost of it, though, Ben. And I must admit, they've recently updated the menu for the March menu here. The breakfast platter, so it's looking at $22 for that. It's not over the top.
Yeah, it's not
See how-
stupid amounts of money.
See how polite I was there. I was
They're
thinking
not
something.
for where it is. They could
Yeah.
charge,
more.
because of where it is.
When you think Ohana, was it $54?
Right. I think
per
because
adult?
Ohana's right there and it's super busy all the time.
Yeah.
They don't.
And there's so many different options on the menu that I think we've. I'm trying to remember what I normally go for. I used to go for the pancakes, the macadamia nut pancakes. They were like $16. I think last time I had them.
Yeah.
And
I
what I
think
had
it's a
last time.
really good option.
Yeah.
Similarly to that, I think for me one of the best value options that I would choose for a breakfast would be Trattoria Al Forno.
Yep.
Over on the boardwalk. It is now a bit of a tradition to go there on my last morning, especially if I'm popping into Epcot for a couple of hours. So I'll park at the boardwalk and go through International Gateway. And Millie and I went there a couple of weeks ago, and I had the omelette. It was $17. There was so much food. There was an omelette, there was potatoes, there was sausage or bacon, and the coffee's good. Millie had pancakes. I think she had. There was far, and it came out with with annual pass discount. It came out at less than $40 for breakfast for the two of us. Now that
it's
was
so good.
That would be the same price as a quick service.
Yeah.
If you're looking at what are the quick service plates where you get I can't
It's
remember
like the
what they're called.
bounty platter.
The bounty platter. They're six.
yeah.
Yeah.
A quick service bounty platter. They're coming in $15-16 each.
Yeah.
Yes, you might have your refillable mug, but by the time you bought a couple of those, yes, you're not paying gratuity, but I do think that Trattoria is a good option for breakfast.
Yeah.
I've
We
never
love
had
it
lunch
there.
and dinner there.
No, we've done breakfast a couple of times, and it's on our list for August. So
Yeah.
Mark has just mentioned Why Lulu Grill. I ate there a couple of weeks ago.
What did
It's
you think,
really
Claire?
nice.
So
What did you have?
I had what did I have? I think I had the burger. I did have the burger because I had sweet potato fries, and I had a conversation with the server afterwards about the burger compared to the Steakhouse 71 burger,
Yeah,
the one in the lounge.
because it's the one with was it volcano sauce?
So I had the sauce on the side,
Yeah.
so I could manage the
The heat.
and Millie had the sliders, the teriyaki chicken sliders.
They're really yummy.
Yeah, it was really good. The service was outstanding.
Yes.
I had a cocktail. I can't remember what it was. I was slightly disappointed by the cocktail. I didn't think it was worth what I paid for it. I'm just having a quick look at the menu to see
The
what it
wine's
was.
nice. I had wine when we went there.
Okay. I think I was, out of the whole experience, the cocktail was the thing that I was a little bit annoyed by. I think I was overcharged. I think I had the hibiscus margarita.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was actually really small, and it kind of just tasted of not very much. I had a nice orchid in the top that Millie ate because they're edible. We did check first. The atmosphere is beautiful out there. We sat outside. It was a little fresh that evening, but it was a really, really lovely end to the day in Magic Kingdom. We hadn't worked out where we were going to go. We were like, I said, come on, let's walk around to the Poly, and we'll see if we can get a walk up at Wailulu. And we had a walk. We got there about 7:00, and we got a walk up within 5 minutes. It was, it was a quiet Tuesday evening in February. It's never going to be that busy. And it was there or Steakhouse 71 Lounge, and that's where we chose to go. I would definitely go back. It's back on our list for the summer. I would definitely go and have another go there without a doubt. And I would go there if I was on my own. I would definitely go there and sit at the bar. No question.
Yeah. I actually think, Claire, you're onto something here. Now, if somebody doesn't know, this is in the new Island Tower at the Poly. So again, don't be polite. You actually can go into the bit next door to the Poly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Go and use the loos. I'm just saying they're going to feature on the first day.
Right, okay. But
very nice.
Even again, I'm talking selfishly again, but the range of different things that are on the actual menus there.
The menu's great.
Are superb. Yeah. And I also feel that I'm going to flag up Steakhouse 71, and again, go and sit at the bar, and you can eat at the bar at Steakhouse 71. Onion rings are very good, by the way.
Yeah.
Which
again, I just love the bar in Steakhouse 71, and the bartenders are, if Mike's working, you won't get a word in edgeways. Just saying.
Just amazing. It's an amazing
so
place.
Great.
Yeah.
And if you're on your own, or if you're with a family, kids can sit at the bar, which was a conversation I had at the weekend, I think. And someone said to me, is it because obviously here in the UK, under 16s can't sit at a bar. Whereas there they can, because I've asked many times, is okay, she stands, and get to sit, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. So if you haven't got a reservation and you just want to grab some food or a couple of drinks, everyone can sit at the bar together, and it's super welcoming. So that's not an issue. For UK guests, that might feel a bit weird, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I like that.
Because I was always really nervous about it. I was like standing at the bar going, get away, you're not allowed to be at the bar. Like, no. Weirdly.
On the same subject, do not let your kids put the alcohol onto the checkout at any American.
Yeah.
They are so hot. If it looks as if that alcohol belongs to the child, then that is it. They will not serve you, irrespective of what ID you've got, because actually that child actually took ownership of that alcohol and put it on the conveyor belt and things like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just as a little aside.
That's a moment of experience there, John, was it?
Exactly. Yeah. Kids, go sit in the car. Go sit in the car. I'm going round again.
In the UK, we do that to buy more paracetamol. In the US,
yeah.
But yeah, I think Mark, that's a really good point about Wailulu. It's really great, and I've got to try and shoehorn that in May somewhere.
Yeah.
And to answer your question earlier, it's 67 days, Ben.
It's not long.
Wow.
I can't wait.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I'm staying at Old Key West, which is even better.
Ooh.
Anyway,
No,
moving on. Food.
That sounds rather good. Right, so where to next?
If you're going to use a quick service, I'm going to make if you're going to look for good value for money, whether that be a quick service credit or paying out of pocket, Blaze Pizza absolutely is a win.
Yeah,
I wouldn't use it for dining plan.
I wouldn't use dining plan.
Well, if you were using your dining plan and you had credits and you wanted to use them up, right?
Yeah.
You can have
burger
pretty much every
sort of.
Yeah, but Blaze, you can do the build your own pizza. And if you've got dietary requirements, it's perfect. If you can't eat dairy, you can have one without cheese on it.
Yeah,
You
that's true.
literally choose every single element of it as you want, and it's what, $11.99, I think, something like around that price.
Yeah.
And you can have every topping in the house if you were feeling if you're feeling that way.
If you wanted to.
If you wanted to, you can have all the meats, you can have all the vegetables, you can have 3 different cheeses if you want. I don't know I've ever seen anyone be told that's too many toppings.
Yeah.
Subway for pizza. That's
It
just,
really is. And I think it is incredible value. And the pizzas are enormous. So what they're 9-inch pizzas, 10-inch pizzas, something like that.
Yeah.
And by the time
Definitely
you've
shareable.
exactly that.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I'd actually forgotten about that, and I'd actually say
John's list is growing for the summer by the minute.
Well, no, we went there. I think we ended up going there twice last year, simply because if you're in the Springs and you're basically looking for sort of quick and easy food, it just ticks the boxes so easily, but
and
then
you
so
can sit
quickly.
outside,
Yeah,
looking over the Springs, it's pretty and
yeah. And actually, I'll throw Polite Pig in there as well. As affordable option that if you're in the Springs as well. And again, is it time to mention going to, is it the boat ride? Have you eaten there, Claire?
Where's that?
But was it boat ride at the boat ride?
Between Boathouse.
Boathouse, yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
I've been to Boathouse many times. That's no longer on the dining plan this year.
Right.
I think.
Is it not? I thought
No, I
it was
think
signature.
Sorry,
Wow.
It used to be signature. It appears to have been removed from the dining plan. My choice at Boathouse is to sit at the bar or sit outside at the bar out on the dockside. And there are some tables. So if you go out to the dockside bar, which is a little square bar out on the jetty, if you go down the slope, there's 5 or 6 small tables that are high tops that you can sit there, and it is waiter service out there, and you don't get to, they're not up for reservation, so you can literally just rock up and see where there's a space. I will say you're on a pontoon, so it does move a little bit. It's a little bit disconcerting.
Oh, all right, okay, all right, okay,
there is a gentle movement sway as you're sitting there, depending on how many ampy cars are going past. But it all adds to the ambience of the evening. I do love the Boathouse, and when I was there on my own in December, I sat at the bar and ate on my own. Oysters, like the fillet sliders that are on the appetizer menu are incredible. They're $16. They're really good value.
Yeah, we've been there for brunch before, and it was like we looked through the brunch menu, couldn't decide what I want, but it was like I saw on the appetizers or lunch menu, was like, and I went for the sliders.
I would say that a lot of the portions, certainly things like the sides, whether that be the asparagus, the broccoli, the mac and cheese, the fries,
mac and cheese, it's like in a bowl.
It's enough for about 3 or 4 people. So, you can all have something and then share like one portion of fries between you. There's more than enough food. The one thing that sets Boathouse apart from most other places that I eat in Disney, and I'm happy to eat a lot of different places, I would say without question, the standard of service that you get at the Boathouse, whether you're sat at the bar getting to drink or you're sitting in the boat having a server look after you, the service, I have never once had a bad server. I've probably eaten there more than 15 times, and every single time the servers are incredible. They are well trained. They know what they're doing. Is it?
Yeah.
But what was the response from your server when you said this is
like quick, sorted over, and it was like
exactly. There was no grumble. There was no question. We've sent food back. I've sent food back there, and the response that you get is, "I'm so sorry. Let me sort that out for you," and it's dealt with so quickly, so professionally. And they do earn their gratuity. They really do. I have no question paying the gratuity in there.
Had a look. It's been added to the dining plan. It's now 2 credits for lunch and 2 credits for dinner.
Okay. I mean, depending on, again, what you're choosing, if you're choosing the fillet, which is always Millie's choice. It's like $64, I think, for the fillet. And, 2 credits, that's fine. That sounds, perfectly reasonable. If you're paying out of pocket, it's a slight that workman sucking air through your teeth moment. Are you sure that's what you? Oh, it is. We're only going here once. They do great drinks.
It's beans on toast when you get home, girl. That's it.
Packet noodles, ramen noodles for restaurant. But Boathouse for me is a bit of a must do for most trips. We didn't go there in February because we ran out of time. We went to Summer House on the Lake instead, actually, and had a really great meal there. But that was the choice. Millie and I were like, Summer House or Boathouse, which should we go to? Really good.
I think we said this before, and I think this again is worth saying in the context of what we're actually talking about. Is basically the fact that when you get to the Springs, whereas previously you would either eat in a resort or you would eat in a Disney park, and you would pay resort or park prices. When you come to the Springs, because of the amount of competition and because of the fact that they see themselves as trying to compete with a lot of the off-site places,
right?
The prices are, I'm looking down the actual price out of pocket for the Boathouse, and you're thinking, do you know something? That is actually,
it's not unreasonable.
No, it's not, and that surprised me because actually, you kind of look at I'm looking at a steak, and if you compare that to what's available at Longhorn or whatever, you're not paying a massive premium whatsoever. It's very, very on par with what's available in other places.
And
I think that's worth remembering.
Boathouse is much better than Longhorns.
Well, depending on your day.
Depends on your day.
Depends, doesn't it? Depends on the cut of steak.
Better as well.
Yeah.
And they are, they're a special kind of steakhouse. They've got a lot. If you like raw, but if you want to go to the raw bar and you like oysters, then Boathouse it's absolutely the place to go. And my cousin will always go there and get oysters as well. It's a bit of a thing, in terms of experience as well. And I know it's been there, probably 10 years now, is it? Boathouse has been there. And I would say that it's just getting better.
Yeah.
That's praise indeed.
I've been there 2 or 3 times, and we've never had a bad experience apart from the mistake. But other than that,
the only thing that annoys me is how expensive the merchandise is in the shop. It's really cool. The merch is brilliant. But it is so, compared to the food, you then go to the shop and go, I'm going to buy this really cool, funny, pun t-shirt. And it's $55. I'm like, I'm not paying that for a shirt. That's massive.
It's like a coaster with sort of
the coaster's
$20. It's like
$15 each. Yeah. I bought a bunch for Anna's hen do, and I was like, this is really expensive. But they're fun. But the merch is really expensive.
Yeah.
I'm going through I've got a list in front of me, different places, and I'm thinking, oh my word! I'm just like, I'm at that stage where when you become completely baffled, and you're thinking, oh my word! I'm going to take us back to Animal Kingdom Lodge. I have to mention the very fact that Sanaa for me is just the most amazing, not food wise, but just experience wise. And one of those places that don't just turn up and get fed. Go early, explore, and just soak up the ambience, because actually, when you're in the Kidani Village, what you'll find, and again going back to Claire's point about toilets earlier in the show, one of the finest. One of the finest restrooms.
They came out top in our previous restroom poll.
Yeah, they did.
It's when we remodelled the bathroom.
That's how I'm remodelling it.
Yeah. But again, just one of those places that I just feel that offers something completely different from nigh on anywhere else on property. And if you're there for a long time and you've been basically eating sort of
beige.
So I can't think of a better. Just American food for 2 weeks, and you just want and you just want something that's
flavour.
Yeah, I'm trying to be polite, Claire. Stop it.
It can feel a little bland after a few days.
Yeah.
So going somewhere with some spice and a little bit of something different is quite nice, isn't it?
But it's a beautiful. The actual ambience within Sonar is just amazing.
We've got no
Have you been
excuse
to
in
lunch?
September not to go.
Have you
No,
been
we
to
haven't.
Snar for lunch, or
No,
have you only?
no, we go. We generally always go of an evening and do that
Yeah.
sort of the golden hour from
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you see
Like
the sun
6
going down.
till-
You got the sun. You got
You go and sit outside by the fire pit.
Yeah. Chat with the cast members, and again,
amazing.
if you're doing that, just put time aside. Don't say, oh, we'll leave Magic Kingdom at 6 o'clock. We'll go to Sonar and then we're going to leave. Plan
don't do
it
that.
so you're within the resort, and because the resort itself is just beautifully built. And
You know what you can do? You can go to the bar at Sonar, the Sonar Lounge, and grab a drink and take that outside to sit by the fire pit as an aperitif,
Ooh. Yeah.
and then go and have dinner. Now
Sounds like a
that
good idea.
is
Now
a good move. So a
I've-
nice
I've got-
beverage.
Yeah.
I've got the wrong folder beside me. I printed something off a while back, and I'm sure it's within Animal Kingdom Lodge that there is actually at 4 p.m. there is a tour of the resort. Stick with me. Stick with me, and
Don't find it. We'll talk when you're back.
I'll put it in the Waffles Arms and stuff like that.
I was
But
going
it
to
was
say
just
we've
a
got
little
no excuse
nugget.
not to go to Sonar. We're going to be staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge for 3 nights
Do
in
it.
September.
And,
So
and
It's on the list.
we're not doing parks, so the plan is
Yeah.
literally to spend time at the resort, taking it all in. Sonar, our only experience of Sonar was.
you did a
when
breakfast, didn't you, in
Well,
COVID?
we
done
did
breakfast.
breakfast, which was really the
Well,
quick
it's actually
service.
really nice.
But we did get the bread service, but it was when the restaurant was still closed. They were only doing
So it was in a
takeout.
box. And,
Yeah,
Bread service is enough to share between about 3 or 4 people.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
one hungry individual if you're so inclined. And that's all. I would happily have the bread service and nothing else.
Okay.
Make sure you ask for the secret 10th sauce.
Yep.
Go easy on it because it is kind of blow your head off stuff, but it's definitely got what is worth trying.
Yeah.
And I just think that as John said, there is something about the ambience of that restaurant, the lighting, the decor, the fact that you can see out onto the savannah. It's beautiful. Depending on time, if you go too late, then the animals have been put back into, their sleeping places for the evening. If you go at, golden hour, like 6 till 7, 6, 7. And go and sit outside. There's rocking chairs by the fire pit. There's cast members out there. They will chat to you. We had an amazing conversation with a lady who's from Kenya, and she'd moved over, and she was really struggling with the humidity in Florida. We had a really funny conversation about how she was she's used to heat, but not that kind of heat. And the cast members who are there it's effectively a cultural exchange program. They're there for a year, if not a bit longer, and they will tell you how all of the stuff around Animal Kingdom Lodge is absolutely in line with what they have at home, and it just adds to that whole experience of being there. And then go inside and have some food, and it's just I think it is a bit of an event evening. It's not just go and have dinner. It's like make the whole experience. Enjoy hanging out. Just. Yeah, for me, it's one of those things you go, right, I'm going to set the whole night aside. We're going to go to Animal Kingdom Lodge and have a great experience. The shop in Kidani is not as good as the one in Jambo House, but the two places are a 10-minute walk. So actually you can...
That was what I was about to say next, Claire, is the very fact that don't just feel as if you're just in Kidani. Go to Jambo House and then go and soak that up as well, because the atmosphere there is just as good.
So if you were given the choice, would you do Sonar or Gico? You're not paying. I'm going to put that.
Gico.
Someone else is paying.
Gico,
You're gonna do
I want to do both because I've never done
I know.
either of them.
Yeah.
But Gico is my
bucket list.
bucket list. It's on my bucket list of signatures that I want to do. It's the one I want to do next. So
I did it in September.
I'm not doing a signature.
I would really struggle to choose between the two. I love Gico, and I've been there quite a few times. I was there in December, without fail. service and food quality is outstanding. And that is if you're on dining plan, that's a 2 credit restaurant.
Yeah.
So now it's 1. I just think that the quality of what you're getting in GCO is, you can tell that the produce they're using and the way in which it's prepared and the thought that's gone into each individual dish is really, really well considered. They've got the biggest selection of South African wines outside of South Africa. They used to have some really good South African gin. It's not there anymore.
Do you like a South African wine?
Yeah.
It's really good, really good. And if you don't know which to order, the servers will recommend you something that will pair with your meal. GCO is a bit of a favourite for me. Yeah. Their mac and cheese is also just as good as the stuff in the Boathouse.
Oh,
maybe better.
That might be worth dragging just for that.
I feel like that needs to be a show on its own. Mac and cheese at Disney World.
We did a burger show before. Maybe we do need to do pizza, mac and cheese. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think the other places that I think are really good value. We mentioned Steakhouse 71. I think some of the places that I wouldn't go to, some things that I don't think are great value. I am sadly no longer a fan of Peck or Spills.
Yeah.
I think the food comes out cold and a little bit bland. It's just a bit tasteless.
Yeah, it's lost its lure, and even you don't get the salad bar that you used to.
R.I.P. the tostada salad.
Yeah.
That was the best.
It was a really good one.
The menu that's been there for the last few years since COVID, I just don't think it hits the mark. It's fine, but it doesn't taste it very much, and I don't think that they've really pushed the spice level that's available. Whereas then, if you look at Cantina de San Angel in Mexico, the one that's waterside, I think their quick service menu is infinitely better. They've got some really great tacos de barbacoa. They've got some really good frozen margaritas that are included on your dining plan. Their food is really, really good. So I think it depends on what your taste preferences are as well. It's like I don't think we would ever go to the Rose and Crown for dinner, but yeah.
Ooh, was any of us been to Paddlefish before?
No.
I
went. When was it? Well, it was Fulton's Crab House before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think we went there on my first ever trip to Walt Disney World in 1991. But I don't remember whether I enjoyed it or not because I was a child. But I think that the draw of it being on a paddle steamer when it was still at Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
But no, I've never been to. I think Paddlefish. The feedback I've heard is that there are other places off site that possibly offer better value for money. I'm thinking particularly, what's the place up at Universal? Cowfish. And then there's the place down on the 192, which is a fish type plate. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I would say that they're probably, if you're particularly looking for a special occasion meal, Boathouse would be my go-to.
For Disney Springs.
Mark Sheffield. You are.
That was the one that was the one that we're keeping up our sleeves for last, Mark. You've outed us on that.
Claire has managed to convince me to go to Sebastian's in August.
Do it.
Yeah.
Anna and Callum have Sebastian's booked based on what I've said about it. I cannot tell you how good our meal at Sebastian's was. So I know we did a show about Valentine's Day not that long ago, and I said, right, go over to the boardwalk, jump on the Skyliner at Golden Hour, and get the Skyliner over. And I said at that point to go to the Riviera, go over to the Caribbean beach on the Skyliner at Golden Hour, and then go for dinner at Sebastian's like 7:30, 7:45 as the sun is setting over the lake. Sit in the window. If you're lucky, you'll get a really nice view. Have dinner. The food is outstanding. The salad, which has got a key lime dressing, I need that dressing in my life for every day. The cocktails are outstanding. The service was brilliant. It is all you care to enjoy. I had the vegetarian platter. It was excellent. Everyone else had the meat platter. They couldn't, they were inhaling it. Zach Brown came with us, and he had never been before. There was a lot of food was eaten, and then the dessert is the sort of caramel bread pudding type thing that is also available next door at Banana Cabana if you only want the pudding.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But sitting there, enjoying the food, looking out of the big ceiling to floor windows as the sun is, setting, and then you get if you're looking over that way, you get the fireworks over in Epcot. Yeah. It is a fantastic evening. Top tip: if you're getting on the Skyliner afterwards, walk to the Riviera. It's closer. But Sebastian's for me at $39 for an adult is an absolute steal. In the same way that what was the place up at Fort Wilderness that was super cheap next door to the Hoop-de-Doo?
Oh,
Trails End.
Trails End.
No, Trails End was the equivalent of that. It was cheap and the food was amazing. The fact that this isn't a buffet, this is eat as much as you care to enjoy. And I found myself recommending Sebastian's to so many people based on my experience last year. Yeah. I can't tell you how excited I am to go back.
I can't wait.
And we had a British server, which was really weird. It said, I can't remember, his name was like Mike or something, and it said Orlando on his badge, and he spoke, and I went, "You're not from Orlando." He's like, "No, I'm not." And he's from Essex.
I actually think that's one place that is actually a must-do for us, and actually this comes from Josh, who, because he's coming out with us in the summer, he said, we want to do one place, and he probably realises it's quite cheap because he's going to be paying. So he's probably chosen the cheapest place out of any at all. But it's the one place that actually we've never been to, but it's the one that actually just has so much choice, so much. It's so out of the way that people don't think.
Papaya butter.
Yeah, but people don't think about going there because actually you think it's part of the resort, and you're thinking, well, it's not in the park, it's not here, it's not there. And actually, that actually makes it for me. It actually just adds.
It's not in a park.
It just adds so much into the whole experience. I just think it's brilliant.
And
the other thing is
to add effort, don't you? Sometimes it feels too much effort to go from a park to a resort.
I think with a Skyliner there, it's not a lot of effort. It really is.
No, it's not. Yeah.
And interestingly, I didn't realise that lake outside that runs between, what's it called? It's not Horseshoe, I can't remember. The one that runs between sort of Pop and Art of Animation all the way through to the Riviera.
Yeah.
That is absolutely stuffed full of turtles.
Yeah.
So if you stand there, you can watch the turtles swimming around, and there's big fish in there as well. So we spent ages turtle watching while we were waiting for our reservation to be called. It's a really cool place to visit. Sunset on the Skyliner and then over to Sebastian's. If you're looking to impress someone and not spend a lot of money, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah,
you can thank me later. I love it. It's a definite must do. I hope they don't change anything between now and when you go.
I actually think we're making Mark hungry here because he also suggested the turf club as well.
That's over at Saratoga, isn't it?
That's having a refurb this year as well. There's quite a 6-month refurb in phases, but we've been there once.
It was a very long time ago now, but we didn't have a great experience.
Yeah, very poor server.
Very poor food.
I'm going with Mark. If Mark recommends stuff, he's the guy that knows.
I do think, as it's our home resort, we need to go back
try it at some point. But
again, I'm looking down the menus, and I'm now going to have to see if the source of my menus on here is actually got the right prices, because actually when you start looking at it, you're thinking, do you know something, that's actually quite reasonable. And again, it's that whole thing you get in your head. If you're eating in park, it tends to be you're paying a premium for that. But if you go and seek out either the Springs or you go into a resort, because of the competition, you will find that they are very similar in price to some of your options if you went and ate off site. That's quite nice.
Thank you, Heather. You're absolutely right. Hourglass Lake is the word I was looking for. I remember hearing it on the Skyliner many times, but it didn't come to my mind.
Yes.
The other place that I think is worth a mention, which is lounge food again, but it's actually really good lounge food, would be Territory Lounge at the Wilderness Lodge.
Yep.
hidden away. It's a little bit dark. The most amazing ceiling, if anyone's ever been in there, look up. The drinks and the food is very good in there compared to what I think you probably pay at Roaring Fork or, you know, even I've seen some really poor reviews of Geyser Point recently, which make me sad, but also is reflective of my experience recently.
It's not as good as it used to be, Geyser. We were there. The food was good when we were there.
The view was amazing.
The views are
Views
amazing,
are lovely.
absolutely.
And have to
The
admit,
burger was really nice as well.
where we were sitting was great just to see the new
Building
hotel
of,
being built. But it was one
Reflection.
of those things that it used to be really good, and it's just gradually just.
And that's what I was
it's
saying
not
at the
as
beginning,
good.
that restaurants, they go through peaks and troughs, you know.
Yes.
At one point, you know, we were saying that Steakhouse 71 had a bit of a dip, and now I think it's come back up, same with Ale and Compass. You know, things do fluctuate, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think listen to the information live at the time and make your decisions based on that. The Geyser Point at the moment seems to be in a bit of a dip. I've actually not seen any good reviews of it in the last 6 months, which it does make me sad. But maybe you know, there's going to be some change in the future. But if I was at Wilderness Lodge, and I won't go to Artist Point now because it's not Artist Point. But I would go to Territory Lounge and grab some food and drink there, and I think it's excellent.
there anywhere we've missed?
What the new...
Oh, there's loads of places we've missed.
I know.
John.
It's like Three Bridges. We've not mentioned that.
Again, the menu has changed significantly.
Changed again.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't been back since they took the chicken curry off.
Yeah.
I can't believe, just saying, having stayed there a couple of weeks ago, they have taken the paprika chips off the menu at Dahlia Lounge. So I'm boycotting it forevermore.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Right,
Not going
until
to
I come back.
That's it, done. I've broken up with Dahlia Lounge based
We've
on
never
that.
been.
Last question then of the evening. Where would you go to for up-to-date reviews? Because actually, I think this is the key thing. It has to be recent. Look at Facebook. Look at some of the Orlando groups and things like that.
Yeah.
I would equally go back to TripAdvisor, purely based
Yes.
on.
Yeah.
But don't go
That's a
back
good
in
point.
time. Look for the recent.
Look at most
stuff.
recent.
Most recent.
Yeah.
Because you'll get that whole essence of exactly what is happening in the here and now, and you know, and if you know people that live out there,
Right, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, ask them, because actually they get the word on the street. They get the word. Sort of, the here and now is much better than
How it was 2 years ago.
Keyboard warriors who got an axe to grind about a place, and they may be posting stuff online. But if you know someone who's out there, they'll direct you in the right place. Because
I think everyone has a different thing for what they're looking for from a meal. So what might be good for one person might be satisfactory for another. So everyone has a different sort of level of what someone's looking for. So just share. If you've had a good experience, even a bad experience, share it, because then we all can see what experience everyone else is having, and then everyone can then make their own choice.
And I would say if you want to know about a place, we've had a couple of people in the chat tonight say, "What about this place? What about this place?" Ask in the Wafflers Arms, because there are a lot of people in that community who will be able to give you the up to date. They may have been in the last couple of months, or they had a bad experience, and they'll share that with you. And I kind of trust our big community and their views.
I do as well, because actually. It's that sharing of things, and you're being actually honest about what you're doing. It's quite nice. I actually don't know if we've kind of overfaced people. I've got a list here of about 10. I've got 10 places on my list that I'm thinking.
That you didn't have at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking this is just like, it gets into that bit where you're just like, oh my word, this is just like.
That's going to mess up with your Chinese that lasts 3 nights, John.
Oh, my Olive Garden that last night on a week, like.
Don't talk about Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Not if you're with Millie, they don't.
Oh,
Blimey.
there you go. You're sick.
8 breadsticks
We
in a
never got
lunch.
to Olive Garden.
We
this
never.
trip, did
No,
we?
it was on our list for January, and we never managed.
We were planning on
to
going
make
the first day, and we'll just have breadsticks for the rest of the week, but
We
that
never
didn't
made
happen.
it.
Yeah, just
Too knackered in the end.
Yeah.
just a quick shout out to Beth in the chat. I know she said she's on a, she's on a, She's on the Sun's YouTube account. Yeah. Yeah, way of the world, that Beth, I must admit.
Yeah.
But first time since going back since she was 6, and she's now.
When in May are you there, Beth? That's
Yeah.
the important question.
It is.
If you're there at the same time, come and find me same day.
No, it's really nice, and actually.
Hopefully we're helpful. I always worry that, you like you say, John, we might overface people with information, but I think
Yeah.
sometimes going back and listening again and going, okay, no, that does sound like a bit of me, or actually that's not for me, or how am I going to get good value? What do I want to avoid? I think it's easy to certainly my point of view in terms of food is sometimes because the portion sizes are so different here in the UK as well. You feel like everyone needs to order something, and actually you don't. And it's okay to say, we're going to split that. We're going to order this, but we're going to split it. Can you bring an empty
Or someone
plate?
has an appetizer
Or
or that
ordering
sort of
appetizer.
thing.
Right, and it's
I think
so okay to do that. And I know that people feel a little bit weird about it. And maybe this is a show we need to talk about, is how to approach
How
some
to
of
be
that
less
stuff.
British.
Well, you know what? There is something about that, because I've sat there and gone, I'm really not hungry, but I'll order something because I'm here. And then it goes to waste. And food waste, as people who listen regularly know, it's something that really irritates me.
Yeah.
But I do think, it's fine to split something, particularly if it's a big portion. We share sides. Why can't you share an entree? You absolutely can.
Yeah. I just think it's one of them things. I know this is probably one of the longest Wednesdays.
We're talking food, of course it's long.
But we've only scratched the surface of it, and that's the fun of this. We can't say whether it's right or wrong for you and for your trip, but actually, I just think it's such a lovely thing to be part of the community, and actually, just really to know that people listen to the podcast, watch us week after week, listen to us. We really appreciate it. Because, like Claire said, half the time we don't know whether or not we're talking rubbish or not. But it really is something that we all feel passionately about, and just being able to share it. And one of the things that I think it's probably worthwhile as we wrap the show up is that the mid-month show isn't about us. It's about two people who share their passion. One is my son, the other is Claire's son, and actually they just sit and have this warm chat about not just their experience of working out there, but actually just that Disney bit. And it's so lovely to hear that, irrespective of what we talk about every week and every month on the podcast, that will continue with that is continuing with them, and at their age, it's such a lovely thought, So that's out on Sunday. Don't miss it.
Yeah, they answer some questions and myth bust about Disney things. It's quite exciting.
And to answer Heather's question, no, we don't have Olive Garden in the UK.
No,
Heather,
unfortunately not. Heather, it saved me a fortune in shopping. I'd go once a week, and then just sort of, I'd be able to keep the leftover soup and leftover pasta. It's just like
Heather,
week shopping.
I live by copycat recipes. So currently, within my repertoire at home, I can make breadsticks, the chicken gnocchi soup, chicken Alfredo, a few other things. Yeah,
we're all off to Claire's.
Often in my house, they're like, what should we have for dinner? And they'll go Olive Garden chicken Alfredo. I'm like, okay. Let me get out my Pinterest and find the copycat recipe, because no, it's not an option here. But I haven't quite perfected the breadsticks, but I'm working on it.
Okay.
Impressive, definitely. Once you get them sorted, Claire, we'll all be down. Yeah. Put me down for some of the minestrone soup as well. I quite enjoy that. Yeah.
The chicken gnocchi soup is the win.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now we're
Yeah.
there we go. We're
Really
off.
good.
There we go. I'll add another show to me. Yeah, we haven't come up with like show thoughts, because actually before we came on air tonight, we'd already sorted out about 2 other podcasts that we could do.
We've got so many things on the.
But yeah, I think we've got now offsite. Let's not do Disney dining. Let's eat offsite type of thing, and how much it's going to cost you
Or save you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's talk that.
I think that, it all comes seamlessly. I'm going to go and look down the list of Wednesday night shows and then podcasts. I actually think this might be a record-breaking one for length of show. So if you miss the end because you normally time us for your you normally time us for your commute to work and back, and you've missed the end of it, we do apologise. We've gone long, but we hope we haven't made you feel too hungry. Check out the start of the month podcast, then check out the mid-month one that comes out on Sunday. And until next Wednesday, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for being in the chat, and to you guys, thank you for being part of just that collective Wednesday hug. Ben, Becca, Claire, it's been an absolute delight. And on behalf of everyone, we'll see you soon.
See you real soon.
Now my wheels in motion and my